sought for cash bail, be released on cash bail, and the officer in charge did not grant. I wanted to tell you how petty this country has become. That a case of obstruction, Your Honor, obstruction, a traffic offense, led to Eric Omondi sleeping in a police station from Friday, Saturday night, Sunday night. And you are being told, Your Honor, that powers are from above. When you go to above, they forward you to another above. And this above has become infinite. Because reporting verbatim, seriatim, that is what I was being told. Eric Omondi is a respected member of this society, helping people from one region to the other. He's a humanitarian, Your Honor. His name being dragged in the trenches, Your Honor, and after this we are going to pursue this case further, civil matter, for compensation because of the breach of Eric Omondi's rights. Your Honor, even if we assume that Eric Omondi pleaded guilty, which he has not, that he obstructed motor vehicles on the day that there was a protest. Your Honor, you and I know very well that on that specific day, there was protests that were called by matatu drivers. Therefore, there was no vehicle to be obstructed in the first place. All matatus were on strike. All vehicles, as I was watching from home, were not on the roads. Even the police vehicles, Your Honor, were parked at the police station for lack of fuel. So there was no vehicle to be obstructed. Therefore, Your Honor, the government's failure to offer services to Kenyans should not be a burden of the innocent Eric Omondi as per Article 52A, that is innocent. And therefore, Your Honor, the crincum crancum nature that the government is trying to portray Eric Omondi in bad light because of its failure can be best described as a political higgy-haga. Therefore, Your Honor, it is our prayer that Eric Omondi be released on free or personal bond terms. The same case that is being charged on, Your Honor, the accused persons were released on cash bail of 5,000 Kenya shillings. The same case, and Eric Omondi has been included as, on the other part, that others not before the court, Your Honor. So therefore, Your Honor, being a defender of justice that you are and that we've always known, shame the devil.
Your Honor, Mr. Mango, I will quickly follow up on legal foundations of Counsel Owino's submissions before you. And And what is clearly before you can best be described as an odoriferous saga. Basically, an afterthought and a clear demonstration of indolence of untold proportions and of the highest degree, illustrated by the state, and can only be attested to pure malice and persecution of the accused person before you. Why do I say this? The said demonstrations were held on the 18th of May, 2026. For the state to come in a lackluster 3 weeks after, on 5th of June, to drag our client out of an aeroplane, to have him face these charges, will clearly demonstrate that this is not in accordance to any law and not in pursuit of any justice. Your Honor, I'd quickly make reference to now the famous Miguna case for the state of the Minister of Interior, as it were then. This was a case that was keenly followed by the public, and the circumstances of the arrest applies almost mutatis mutandis with the circumstances under the arrest of our client, where they were both dragged out of an aeroplane. Your Honor, Mr. Owino has stated the statutes which he relies on, and I wish to refer to the judgment by the court in that case. Your Honor, the court was very clear.
Just answer.
Yes. Full citation. Your Honor, this is Constitutional Petition number 51 of 2018. That is Miguna versus...
It's okay.
Yeah. Yes. So, Your Honor, if you have a look at that case, Your Honor, the judge then, now elevated to the Court of Appeal, Justice Udunga, recognized the dictates of the preamble, where it states that it recognizes the aspirations of Kenyans for a government based on the essential values of human rights, equality, freedom, democracy, social justice, and more importantly, the rule of law. Justice Odunga says, in other words, the people are clear in promulgating this constitution that the constitution is the supreme law of the republic and binds all person and state organs at both levels of government. At Article 2.1, the people meant that no person may claim or exercise state authority except as authorized under the Constitution. Counsel Owino has made reference to Article 28 on human dignity. I'd go again and also look at the rights of an accused person under Article 49 of the Constitution. And I will belabor the point that from a cursory look of the charge, it is clear that whoever instructed the arrest was insistent on what is now informally called the Kamata Friday modus operandi, where the arrest is meant to detain the accused person past the 24-hour rule. Your Honor, despite pleading by counsel for the accused, for the police to issue a police bond or police cash bail to the arrest person, they declined that invitation, prompting the accused person to spend close to now 72 hours behind police custody. And that is why we are before you today, pleading to this court to release the accused person on a bail of personal cognizance. And why are we saying personal cognizance, Your Honor? Not long ago, as I sit, because I don't want to take much of your time, We initially appeared before your sister, Honorable Dolphina Alego, and this was the maiden appearance of Honorable Owino when he was admitted to the bar, where in criminal miscellaneous application E2362 of 2025, the DCI application to withhold one Suleiman Wanjau Bilali and Robert Otiti Elwak for 30 days pending further investigations. Your Honor, why I'm making reference to this particular case is that what is unique to this case, and I can apply to this case, is that the two respondents, as they were then, were citizens of great holding in this public. Suleiman Wanjau Bilali then was an Olympic gold medalist in the 2000 Sydney Olympics. Robert Otiti Elwak is former Harambee Stars captain who scored 9 goals when Kenya beat Somali 12-0. So there is a way and manner in which the criminal justice system has been crafted to now taint this image of Kenyans who have done extraordinary things for this public and things of public interest to help the public good and taint their image and their good work. Mr. Omondi has made us laugh, has made the nation laugh. So, Your Honor, we will be asking this honorable court to consider our application for bail, and for that only reason, release him on bail of personal cognizance. Your Honor, I rest my case.
Your Honor, just want to add one thing in a minute. My name is Nahorenya. Nahorenya. Your Honor, we want to urge this honorable court to resist the temptation of escorting the prosecution to realize ulterior motive. The sole purpose why Eric Omondi is before this honorable court is clearly for him to be punished. Your Honor, I want to urge this court to take notice of the state of affairs in this country. It is very clear that the prosecution has engaged in a fishing spree. Your Honor, given that the right of innocence is guaranteed to the accused person, that right escorts the accused person from now to the very end of determination. Finally, Your Honor, the fact that we made effort for him to be admitted to bond, police bond, and that was denied, Your Honor, we submit that the rights of the accused person now were being subverted. And for that reason, the prosecution has already realized its ulterior motive, objective of pretrial detention. We submit, Your Honor, that for that reason, the accused person has already suffered. His rights have already been subverted. We plead with this honorable court that you admit him to a free bond. I submit.
Good morning. Nurdin is my name. Yeah, Nurdin. When I'm seeking the use of person's cognizance, we would like to take court attention to one matter. He was meant to attend a function where he was meant to be paid. Now that particular function is not being paid, he had contractual obligations. He was attending a function, an event, as an entertainer that he is, where he was meant to be paid. Now that particular payment will not be done. He has lost income. That particular ticket that he had paid to go, because he was in a plane where he was landed out of the plane, was not very fast. So, the fortunate thing is that he could have been summoned instead of how they went for Rambo movie to get him from the plane. Mark you, all those individuals in the plane are potential clients to him as an entertainer. So who is meant to contract him again if they see him as a criminal? Yeah. So we humbly pray that he be released so that he can actually go ahead and discharge his contract obligations with a particular client, and we pray for him to be released on public license, knowing that he cannot pay anymore. He's well known. Look at the courtroom behind you. And all of them are waiting for him outside at the end of the day. Because as Council Mango says, he runs something called Sisi, where he assists Kenyans. Where he assists Kenyans. Those who are unable to pay school fees, those who are unable to even to attend court matters and pay. He comes here to assist Kenyans. So I believe he's a good citizen. And let us not allow the prosecution, seeing that the mood of the prosecutor, I don't think they were opposed to pay the high level. So I think we can move to the issue where you can order an extempore bail and he can go home with us.
Yona, I'll be brief. Miss Martina. Yes, Yona, we are firm believers that the judiciary is independent. That is what the law provides, and that should be, and it should be independent from orders above. Contrary to what the police are practicing, this is a court of law. Independence should be integral in the decision making. Yona, the main essence of bail is primarily to secure the attendance of an accused person in court. The accused person here, Mr. Eric Omondi, does undertake that he will be present as and when needed in court. Therefore, pretrial detention will be a waste of resources and is not necessary and should be as a matter of last resort. It is not a secret that this is a man of the people. However, he has become an enemy to the state. But that we can argue another day. But as of today, Your Honor, there is absolutely no justification or no compelling reasons that have been fashioned by the prosecutor to deny Mr. Omondi bail. Therefore, ours is to pray that you grant him a free bond, personal cognizance, as my colleagues have submitted before you, and that is what I wish to submit.
Jonah, I guess I'll conclude.
Mr. Kilonzo?
Yes.
Your Honor, in agreement with the sentiments of my fellow counsels, I'd like to point out that the Oxford Dictionary defines compelling reasons for something so grieving, so strong, so convincing, and undeniable. Therefore, if the prosecution is to oppose bail, they only need to demonstrate to this court through evidence that our client, they cannot be able to trace our client, being that he is a public personality, and that it is very convincing. Mr. Eric Omondi shall not attend to the summons of this court, shall not attend, and shall not comply with the directions of this court. And the general principles that govern the right of bail and bond, one of them being that the balance of the rights of the accused person and the interest of justice and consideration of the rights of the victim. The prosecution is therefore mandated to demonstrate to this court that justice shall be hindered if our client is not released on bail. That is all, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I'll conclude.
Remind me again.
My name is Owindi. I appear today by. I think Mr. Babu had something else to say, to add. One thing, 1 minute.
Just 1 minute, Your Honor. Something has just crossed my mind, that the charge is obstruction of motor vehicles in town. Your Honor, if you are generous enough, if you can give us warrant of arrest to arrest the said DCI officers who went to JKIA to obstruct a plane while it was almost taking off, Your Honor. We will not need the DCI to make the arrest. We have enough citizens here. We can go and make citizens arrest. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Honor. My submissions are I would not want to lose track on the bail and bond policy issues. One, Eric has a humble abode within Nairobi. They know where to find him. Eric is not at flight risk. Eric has demonstrated times before that he has attended court religiously in other matters, and that is public knowledge, so he will attend to this court. I agree with my colleagues in the end that if for anything, please allow him on free bond. Second last issue, yes. Second last issue is something very simple, and I'm calling it circumvention of Article 49(1), the right for the accused person to be brought to court within 24 hours. You know, this is a person they would have summoned on Monday, summoned on Tuesday, summoned on Wednesday, and Thursday. But they strategize to arrest him on a Friday. The goal is to circumvent the 24-hour rule. This circumvention, I can equate it to tax evasion, where somebody decides he's not going to pay tax, but use different mechanisms to evade the tax. It is criminal. Now, this form of circumvention that the DCI and the prosecution have done is in itself unconstitutional because it has led to illegal detention of Eric Omondi. We are starting this game 1-0 down. Eric has been illegally detained. His rights have been trampled upon. Today, we plead with you to raise the game to either 1-1 or 2-1. That is, allowing your free bail, we will come before you and defend the matter accordingly. Unless any of us, because I know you are so many of our colleagues, has something else to say, we will allow you.
Good morning. After all is said and done, my name is Pius Oyo. Yeah, we pray that you deliver the ruling extempore so that our client can go and meet his contractual obligation. I'm reminded you should also go and question her. That is all, you know.
Your Honor, the prosecution is not opposed to the accused person being granted cash bail or bond. I pray that this court will be guided by the bail and bond policy. On the issue of infringement of the accused rights, I'm informed that he had previously been summoned by a phone call by the investigation officer and he failed to appear severally. Efforts to trace him were futile, leading to his travel documents being flagged, which led to his subsequent arrest at the airport. I'm informed that his boarding time was 12:20 and he had not yet boarded the plane. He was arrested at the ground, so he had not yet boarded the plane. Your Honor, issues of constitutional infringements of accused constitutional rights and rights are issues that can be handled before the High Court, Your Honor. I repeat that we are not opposed to the granting of cash bail or bond, but not personal bond.
As we proceed, one thing that is important, his mobile phones were confiscated again for crime of obstruction. I don't know why his phones were confiscated. One is iPhone.
The forensic lab. The Redmi Note 14 Pro.
Arrest. And now that there is no affidavit on record by the said investigating officer surrounding the circumstances, because we hold a totally different position, Your Honor, it is clear, first of all, he was not flying outside the country. He was flying to Kisumu. So there was absolutely no need even to confiscate his travel documents. In fact, it is a government and a plea before this court that he lost his economic income because he was to perform in a show which he now did not attend due to the arrest. So that is not factual. Just a clarification on that. And Your Honor, just to say the least, these items and the offense, there is absolutely no correlation. There is absolutely no correlation with a traffic offense. I don't know what it has to do with forensics with a phone. It is just another way to circumvent and deny him his personal property. I mean, iPhone, is it a 14? 14. That is high-end kind of machine that is used to procure proper services to the client. So he's being denied his right to income without having the trade. That's his tool of trade, yeah? Yes, his tool of trade. Yes, it shows they are not ready. Yes, Your Honor. For purposes of pretrial disclosures, we would seek that they expedite. We want to crash this. He has a lot of things to focus on. We finish the expeditions, hearing and determination of this offense. So it could be furnished with the statements that they wish to rely upon and any other documentary evidence that even now we are able to pick so that we can have the inventory. And in fact, the items that Mr. Wade made reference to, Mr. Omondi says that he signed an inventory of the same.
You do not get it. Clear bond of how much? Just one review that I needed to put across. If on the issue of the mobile phone, because the phones are yes. Yes, I was just seeking if you could amend it to even allow controlled access to the phones because he has phone numbers as of now. Because that's where his business is.
Your Honor, most obliged, and we are praying that because we already have the DCI officers around the courtroom, and we are being well informed that they could be making a rearrest. If you allow us, we work with Eric Omondi just right now, Your Honor. Yes. Okay. Otherwise, thank you, Your Honor, for your wisdom.